State's top financial analyst today gave an update on California's financial situation. He said today the state could be facing another budget shortfall and does not have the capacity for new spending.
KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala joins us now with the details on how lawmakers and Governor Newsom's administration are responding. Ashley?
Yeah, Lisa and Andrea, this is really the first look that we're getting on the state's financial situation heading into next year. It's meant to help guide state lawmakers and the governor with their number one job, which is figuring out how to manage and spend your taxpayer dollars. And while the state right now has more cash coming in, better than expected, the legislative analyst indicated lawmakers and the governor have hurdles ahead. So today's Outlook said California's budget for the upcoming year is roughly balanced, but still facing possibly a budget shortfall of $2 billion. So here's what's helping. A solidly performing stock market. The LAO said companies like Nvidia, Apple, Google, and Meta are contributing to the revenue boom. The state's top earners are doing well, and because of the state's tax system, so does the state. So here's what's hurting the bottom line. The LAO said the state has committed to an abnormal amount of spending, which has been growing through the expansion of some state programs, plus some of the voter-approved ballot initiatives this year that will take away more state dollars from the budget. And because of that spending, the legislative analyst says California could be seeing budget deficits in the years to come, ranging between $20 billion to $30 billion. In response, Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas said in a statement, quote, "We need to show restraint with this year's budget because California must be prepared for any challenges, including ones from Washington. It's not a moment for expanding programs, but for protecting and preserving services that truly benefit all Californians." So the legislative analyst works for the legislature and is totally separate from Governor Newsom. As we reported, the governor very much disagreed with the legislative analyst on last year's Outlook at this time. So we checked in with Newsom's Department of Finance for a response to this.
We think that the analyst report is a reasonable starting point for next year's budget discussion. There are always going to be differences between our two organizations on some of the conclusions and some of the numbers.
What would the administration's response be to this assertion that California doesn't have the capacity for new spending commitments at this point?
Well, it depends on what those commitments are and how you deal with them.
Now, Republicans are indicating they do not trust the Democratic supermajority legislature to handle this well. We heard that from the Assembly's minority leader, James Gallagher. Meanwhile, the vice chairman of the Senate's Budget Committee, State Senator Roger Niello, says more oversight into this budget process is necessary now more than ever with this Outlook.
So have we seen any new proposals for any new spending?
Oh, we have. From Governor Gavin Newsom himself. The governor has already floated new spending ideas, including boosting the state's tax credit for Hollywood, plus funds to fight the incoming Trump administration in court, and a potential disaster relief fund if Trump decides to withhold those dollars. The legislative analyst confirmed at this point, in order to do any of that, that would require the state to either make some budget cuts, tap into the state's reserves, or create a new tax to generate more money. This kicks off a very long process that we report on every single year that begins right now. It ends in July, so there's a lot that could change in the state's financial picture between now and then.
That's surprising that the governor's made proposals knowing that we don't have money.
Well, he did see, I will say from his office's perspective, he did see that revenue boom that we were seeing from the stock market, Nvidia, Apple, Google, Meta. But at the same time, there were these spending commitments. A lot of these dollars were somewhat already spoken for, but now we'll just see how it shakes up. He'll give his state spending plan officially in June.
So we still have some time.
Exactly. Or January, I should say.
Okay,
January.
January.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what we learn then.
Exactly.
All right.